What's going on YouTube? Listen up, young elder gang. This is Dr. Charles P. Winston at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video, you will find history, definitions, scripture, information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning, the truth. Keep in mind this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we will tell you of Big Mama's vast estate. In law, an estate is the total value of a person's assets minus their liabilities. It can also refer to the property owned by a person before it is distributed through a will or trust. Like we said, mitochondrial DNA is passed down from the mother to her offspring as a part of the estate. Real estate, such as a home, buildings and land, personal property, such as jewelry, furniture and cars. Financial assets, such as bank accounts, stocks, bonds, life insurance policies, retirement accounts and pensions. Debts, such as car loans, credit card debt and mortgages. Estate law covers topics such as wills, trusts, probate, estate taxes and power of attorney. Estate laws vary by state, and it's important to understand the laws in your state. Estate planning is the process of managing how a person's assets will be transferred to their beneficiaries after they pass away. One of Big Mama's estate is called the British Empire, which is really the Moorish Empire usurped and colonized by European imperialists. In Hebrew, the word Brit means covenant or promise. It indicates a two-way relationship, such as that between Big Mama and her children. Great Brit means the Great Covenant, what covenant Big Mama will. A will, also known as a last will and testament, is a legal document or verbal agreement that outlines how you want your assets and property to be distributed after you pass away. You can also use a will to name guardians for your dependents, pets, or children. A will is a key part of estate planning and helps to ensure that your wishes are carried out and that there are no conflicts among your heirs. Trusts differ from wills in that they take effect as soon as they're created and signed, while wills only take effect after you pass away. Trusts are also private, while wills are public record. A trust is a legal contract that establishes a relationship between a grantor, a trustee, and a beneficiary. Grantor, the person who gives assets to the trustee to hold for the benefit of the beneficiary. Trustee, the person or firm who manages the assets for the benefit of the beneficiary. Beneficiary, the person who receives the assets held by the trustee. So, Big Mama is the grantor, the trustee is the so-called government who works for private shareholders. The beneficiary is Big Mama's babies, her children who are indigenous people around the world. A trust grantor is the person who creates a trust, essentially the individual who transfers ownership of assets to a trustee to be managed for the benefit of a designated beneficiary. They are also sometimes called the settler or truster and are responsible for establishing the terms of the trust agreement. A beneficiary can get back their trust from a trustee by filing a petition in court to remove the trustee if they believe the trustee is acting improperly or not distributing trust assets according to the trust document. This usually requires demonstrating a breach of fiduciary duty by the trustee and may involve requesting a court-ordered accounting of the trust assets to prove their case. Before taking legal action, beneficiaries should try to communicate with the trustee to address any concerns about distributions or management of the trust assets. You see, the problem is that if the beneficiary is unfitted or incompetent to receive the trust, the trustee remains in control of the trust. So the trustees have been running game on Big Mama's children, trying to keep them incompetent. In court, incompetent means a lack of the legal ability to do something, such as testify or stand trial. Incompetence can be caused by a variety of factors, including mental incapacity, such as deterioration or psychosis, a serious physical disability, cognitive decline, mental illness. In criminal law, a defendant is incompetent if they are unable to understand the nature of their charges, understand the court proceedings, and rationally communicate with their attorney. If a defendant is deemed incompetent to stand trial, they are typically institutionalized or remanded to treatment until they are ready to stand trial. A minor under 18 years of age who is in the legal custody of the state or a subdivision of the state. This could include a child in foster care, an adult who is unable to manage their own affairs due to a disability, accident, disease, advanced age, or other condition. The state may intervene to appoint a guardian to manage the adult's personal or financial affairs. A court-appointed guardian makes all decisions for the ward, including financial and personal decisions. The guardianship can be voluntary or involuntary, so since you are a ward, incompetent and considered to be a minor. Keep in mind the word minor has nothing to do with age. A minor is also someone who is incompetent and is unable to manage their own affairs due to lack of knowledge in law. So these people are holding your estate until you wake up. Big Mama's vast empire included many countries and regions across the globe, including Africa. North America included Canada and South America. The Caribbean included Jamaica, Grenada and St. Vincent, St. Thomas and Puerto. Australia and New Zealand. These countries wasn't settled by so-called white settlers in the 19th century. Also, parts of India, the British Isles included England, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. Other territories, the Big Mama's empire also included Hong Kong, Bahrain, Barbados, the Bahamas, Kenya and others. The Big Mama's empire is one of the largest empires in history, with estimates suggesting that around 90 to 100 modern countries were part of it at some point. Some nations were under Big Mama's rules, while others were colonies or protectorates with varying degrees of autonomy. Autonomy is the state of being independent or having the freedom to act or make decisions without influence or direction from others. It can also refer to the right of self-government or a self-governing community, the ability to make decisions for oneself and pursue a course of action in life. Political autonomy, the ability to have one's decisions respected and honored within a political context. Administrative autonomy, the ability of public organizations to determine their own preferences and translate them into authoritative actions. Patient autonomy, the right of patients to make decisions regarding their care, even when those decisions contradict their clinicians' recommendations. Synonyms of autonomy include freedom, self-determination, self-government, self-rule, and sovereignty. Big Mama vast empire spanned a vast territory across the globe. It doesn't have a single set of longitude and latitude coordinates. However, the approximate centre of the former British Empire, considering the landmass it controlled, would be around 52 degrees north latitude and 3 degrees west longitude, which roughly corresponds to the centre of the United Kingdom. It also includes Turtle Island, which is 54.5260 degrees north, 105.2551 degrees west, and South America, 8.7832 degrees south, 55.4915 degrees west. Africa, 8.7832 degrees south, 34.5085 degrees east, and Australia, 25.2744 degrees south, and 133.7751 degrees east. Big Mama vast empire is, according to most estimates, the Earth has approximately 36 billion acres of land, include 1 billion acres of water tribal rights. The Native American Moors of Turtle Island legacy is a story of cultural fusion, perseverance, and the pursuit of recognition within the fabric of the new European colonized society. It is a story that often goes untold, hidden beneath layers of history and shrouded in misunderstanding, yet it is a story that deserves to be told, a legacy that deserves to be understood. We embark on a journey, a deep dive into the annals of history to uncover the roots of the Native American Moors' experience. Our journey will take us to the heart of this community, exploring the historical resolutions and trusts that have shaped their identity and aspirations. We will delve into the legal complexities, the social dynamics, and the cultural nuances that have defined their place in the American narrative. Through this exploration, we aim to shed light on a legacy that is both unique and integral to the diverse tapestry of American life. Join us as we unravel the threads of history, tracing the lineage of a community that has often been marginalized yet remains resilient in its pursuit of justice, equality, and the recognition of its rightful place in the American story. The Native American Moors' legacy is a testament to the enduring power of culture, the complexities of identity, and the ongoing struggle for belonging in a nation built on the promise of liberty and justice for all. Big Mama's capital was originally in Philadelphia. Before European colonization, the Lenape Delaware Indians, who are Big Mama's children, referred to the area where Philadelphia is now located as Coquanock, which translates to Grove of Tall Pines in their language. This name is often used to describe the area as it was first seen by European settlers with tall pine trees. The Lenape Delaware Indians were the original inhabitants of the Philadelphia area. The Lenape were hunter-gatherers who settled in the area around 8000 BC. The Lenape were pushed out of the region by European colonies in the 18th century. William Penn founded Philadelphia and gave it its name, which comes from the Greek words phileo, love, and adelphos, brother. The city's nickname is the City of Brotherly Love, every heir of Penn State. Think of William Penn, the Black A. Moore. The capital of the United States was moved from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. in December 1800. The Residence Act of 1790 established Washington, D.C. as the permanent capital of the United States. The city was founded in 1791 on land gifted by Maryland and Virginia. The new capital was named after George Washington, and the federal territory was named the District of Columbia to honor Christopher Columbus. The White House and U.S. Capitol were nearly complete when Congress moved to Washington, D.C. in December 1800. The Capitol's cornerstone was laid by George Washington in September 1793. The city was designed by Benjamin Banneker Bay, but French military engineer Pierre-Charles L'Enfant stole the credit for it. The plan featured diagonal avenues, squares and circles of greenery, and vistas from the Capitol and the presidential palace. So on May 15, 1800, Congress ended its business in Philadelphia and started the move to the new federal district. President Adams also left Philadelphia in April and moved into the White House in November. Philadelphia ceased to officially be the nation's capital on June 11, 1800. Like we said, the capital of the United States was moved to Washington, D.C. in 1800 upon completion of the White House and U.S. Capitol buildings. The state capital was moved from Philadelphia to Lancaster in 1799, then ultimately to Harrisburg in 1812. Philadelphia remained the nation's largest city until the late 18th century. Our journey begins in Philadelphia, a city steeped in history and home to a vibrant Native American community. The Native American Society of Philadelphia emerged as a beacon of unity and cultural preservation. Founded by descendants of Washita Nation of Moors, the society became a sanctuary for maintaining heritage while embracing American identity. Members carried a rich cultural legacy from North Africa and Spain called the Moors, who came to mix with the people of Turtle Island. Some of Big Mama's children are Moors on Turtle Island due to the mix. Keep in mind, Turtle Island is Big Mama's melting pot. The Turtle Island is often called the melting pot because it's a metaphor for how diverse cultures and ethnicities have come together to form the country. Many different races have mixed together, reducing diversity, causing people to lose their traditions, denying the presence of non-European Americans, and assuming that all American immigrants become the same. Some alternative metaphors for describing American society include mosaic, salad bowl, or kaleidoscope. These metaphors suggest that different cultures mix but remain distinct in some ways. They held dear traditions, customs, and religious beliefs, passing them down through generations. The society provided a space to celebrate heritage and support one another. Traditional music filled the air, evoking the spirit of their ancestors. The aroma of traditional cuisine tantalized taste buds and nourished both body and soul. The Native American Moors experience is a testament to the complexities of cultural fusion, the intertwining of heritage and adopted identity that shapes the lives of so many Americans. For Native Americans, this fusion is woven into the very fabric of their being, a delicate dance between honoring their ancestral past and embracing their present reality as Americans. This duality of identity is a common thread in the immigrant narrative. The challenge of reconciling one's cultural heritage with the norms and expectations of a new homeland. For Native American Moors, this challenge was further complicated by the legacy of slavery and racial prejudice that cast a long shadow over their experiences in America. They found themselves navigating a society that often struggled to see past the color of their skin, a society that often equated American with a narrow and exclusionary definition of whiteness. Despite these challenges, Native Americans Moors persevered, holding fast to their cultural traditions while forging their own path within the American landscape. They embraced the principles of hard work, self-reliance, and community that resonated with their own values, contributing to the fabric of American society in countless ways. They became entrepreneurs, educators, artists, and activists, their contributions often overlooked or minimized in the dominant historical narrative. The story of the Native American Moors community is a quest for recognition, a struggle to have their unique identity acknowledged within the broader American narrative. This quest is intertwined with their arrival in America, marked by the transatlantic slave trade and erasure of African identity. Unlike many immigrant groups who arrived voluntarily, seeking new opportunities, Africans were brought against their will, stripped of their names and cultural identities. The trauma of slavery left an indelible mark, a legacy that continues to resonate today. Reclaiming Moorish heritage became a way to reconnect with their ancestral past, to reclaim a stolen identity. It was a way to assert their humanity and challenge the narrative defining them by race and enslavement. This quest took many forms, from cultural organizations like the Native American Moors Society of Philadelphia to traditional clothing, music, and religious practices. It was a way of saying, we are here. We have a history, we have a culture. We deserve to be seen and recognized for who we are. The year 1933 marked a pivotal moment for the Native American Moors community when their quest for recognition took a significant step forward. Resolution 75 in the Pennsylvania House sought to acknowledge Native American Moors' contributions and affirm their right to cultural expression. This act carried profound implications for the community, representing a crack in the wall of indifference, a glimmer of hope that their voices were being heard. Introducing the resolution signaled a shift in the political landscape, recognizing the diversity of American society. The year 1933 marked a pivotal moment for the Native American Moors community when their quest for recognition took a significant step forward. Resolution 75 in the Pennsylvania House sought to acknowledge Native American Moors' contributions and affirm their right to cultural expression. This act carried profound implications for the community, representing a crack in the wall of indifference, a glimmer of hope that their voices were being heard. Introducing the resolution signaled a shift in the political landscape, recognizing the diversity of American society. The 5 civilized tribes are El, Cherokee Bay, Choctaw Day, Seminole Al, Creek Ali, Chickasaw. The titles mean the following. El means God, force, power, the epithet of Asa, Osiris. Bay means ruler or landlord. Day means knowledgeable. Ali means spiritual guide. The largest of the 5 civilized tribes, the Cherokee, were originally from the Great Lakes region. They called themselves Ani-Yun-Wia, or Principal People. During the Civil War, the 5 civilized tribes were more divided between loyalty to the Union and the secessionist Southern states than any other group in the United States Corporation out of fear. The suffixes El, Bay, Ali, Al, and Day were used by the ancient Moors before 46 BC to identify themselves by their national names. These names included Washita, Almoravides, Almohades, Moabites, Canaanites, and Israelites. In the modern era, members of the Moorish Science Temple of America added these suffixes to their surnames to signify their Moorish heritage and new identity as Moorish Americans. These suffixes were a way to claim a new identity over the one lost to the enslavement of their ancestors. The use of titles like El and Bay held deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Moorish American community. These titles, often passed down through generations, were seen as markers of lineage, connecting individuals to their ancestors and to the broader Moorish diaspora. They were also seen as affirmations of faith, reflecting the community's adherence to Islam and their belief in the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. For many Native American Moors, the right to use these titles was not merely a matter of cultural preservation, but a matter of spiritual freedom. They saw these titles as integral to their religious practice, as expressions of their faith and their connection to a higher power. The denial of this right was therefore not simply an affront to their culture, but an infringement upon their religious liberty, a fundamental right enshrined in the United States Constitution. The adoption of Resolution Number 75 was a victory for religious freedom, a recognition that the tapestry of American religious life includes traditions and practices that may differ from the mainstream. It acknowledged the Native American Moors community's right to practice their faith freely and openly, without fear of discrimination or persecution. It affirmed that the principles of religious liberty extend to all Americans, regardless of their background or beliefs. A legacy of self-determination. The passage of resolution. Number 75 was a watershed moment for the Native American Moors community, a testament to their resilience and their unwavering commitment to their heritage. It was a victory not only for their right to cultural expression, but also for their right to self-determination, their right to define their own identity and to shape their own destiny. The resolution's legacy extended far beyond the halls of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. It served as a beacon of hope for marginalized communities across the nation, a reminder that change is possible through collective action and that the pursuit of justice and equality is an ongoing struggle. It inspired future generations of Native American Moors to embrace their heritage, to challenge injustice, and to demand their rightful place in American society. The resolution also highlighted the importance of understanding and appreciating the diverse tapestry of American culture. It served as a reminder that the American story is not a monolithic narrative, but a rich and complex mosaic, shaped by the contributions of people from all walks of life. It challenged the notion of a singular American identity, celebrating instead the multiplicity of experiences and perspectives that make up the fabric of the nation. The Prophet's Trust, a seed of empowerment. Our journey into the heart of the Native American Moors legacy takes us to 1928, a time of both struggle and awakening for African Americans across the nation. It was in this year that Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, took a bold and visionary step, establishing an express trust that would forever alter the trajectory of the Native American Moors community. Drew Ali, a charismatic leader with a profound understanding of both spiritual principles and the socio-political realities of his time, recognized the urgent need for economic empowerment within the African American community. He saw a people stripped of their land, their labor exploited, their potential stifled by a system designed to keep them marginalized and disenfranchised. The Express Trust, he believed, held the key to breaking free from this cycle of oppression. This trust, established with meticulous care and foresight, was not simply a legal document, but a seed of hope, a testament to Drew Ali's unwavering belief in the potential of his people. It was a blueprint for reclaiming their birthright, for securing economic independence as the foundation for true liberation. It was a radical act of self-determination, a declaration that the Native American Moors community would no longer be content with the crumbs of a system rigged against them. An express trust is a trust that is created by a person called a settler in a deliberate and explicit manner, usually in writing. The opposite of an express trust is an implied trust, which is inferred from the actions or dealings of the parties. Here are some characteristics of an express trust. Can be created orally or in writing, but may require certain formalities in some cases. Includes a definite subject, sufficient words to create it, and a certain and ascertained object. Can be private or public. A public express trust is created to benefit a charitable or public purpose. A public express trust can offer benefits such as reduced or eliminated taxes and not being subject to the rule against perpetuity. In estate planning, it is recommended to create documents that clearly express the planner's wishes to avoid disputes or court fights. Unveiling the fee simple estate, a legacy revealed. At the heart of the Express Trust lay a revelation, a truth hidden in plain sight within the annals of American history. The Native American Moors community, Drew Ali proclaimed, were the rightful heirs to a vast estate encompassing the entire continental United States. This estate, he asserted, was their birthright, a legacy passed down from their ancient ancestors, the ancient Moabites. This claim, audacious and seemingly unbelievable to some, was deeply rooted in Drew Ali's understanding of history and his interpretation of biblical scripture. He believed that the Moabites, an ancient people mentioned in the Bible, were the progenitors of the native Moors civilization, a civilization that had once stretched across North Africa and into Europe. The Moors, he argued, had a historical claim to the land that would become the United States, a claim that had been unjustly erased by the transatlantic slave trade and the systematic dispossession of Earth people. The concept of a fee simple estate, central to Drew Ali's declaration, is a legal term denoting absolute ownership of land, free from any limitations or conditions. By framing the Native American Moors' inheritance in these terms, Drew Ali was making a powerful statement. This was not a gift, not a privilege granted by the government, but a birthright, an inherent right that could not be denied. The Statute of Frauds and Perjuries. Safeguarding the inheritance. The Statute of Frauds is a legal principle that requires certain contracts to be in writing and signed by the parties involved in order to be enforceable. The purpose of the Statute of Frauds is to prevent fraud and other injuries by ensuring that both parties in a contract are protected. The Statute of Frauds applies to many types of contracts, including contracts for the sale or transfer of land, contracts that cannot be completed within 1 year, promises to pay another person's debt. The writing that evidences the agreement doesn't need to be a formal written contract. The contract must, however, contain the essential terms of the agreement, be signed by the party against whom the contract is to be enforced, and have enough information to show the party's intent to enter into the contract. The Statute of Frauds originated in 17th century English law, and its elements have since been codified in most jurisdictions through specific legislation. Drew Ali, well versed in the intricacies of the legal system, understood the importance of establishing the Express Trust on solid legal ground. He meticulously adhered to the legal requirements of his time, ensuring that the trust met the standards of the Statute of Frauds and Perjuries, a law designed to prevent fraudulent claims of ownership. This statute, dating back to 17th century England, mandates that certain types of agreements, including the transfer of land ownership, must be documented in writing to be legally enforceable. Drew Ali, recognizing the potential for the Express Trust to be challenged, ensured that it met these requirements, safeguarding it against future attempts to invalidate or dismiss it. He further bolstered the trust's legitimacy by aligning it with the parole evidence rule, another legal principle stating that written agreements supersede any prior or contemporaneous oral agreements. This ensured that the Trust's written terms, as laid out in the Moorish Holy Quran and other foundational documents, would be recognized as the definitive expression of Drew Ali's intentions. The parole evidence rule is a legal principle that prevents parties to a written contract from introducing evidence of prior or contemporaneous oral agreements that would contradict, modify, or add to the terms of the written contract, essentially stating that the written contract is considered the complete and final understanding between the parties, barring any external evidence to alter its meaning unless there is a claim of fraud, mistake, or duress. Parole comes from the Anglo-Norman French word meaning word of mouth, essentially referring to oral agreements. This rule only applies when a contract is considered integrated, meaning the parties intended the written document to be the complete expression of their agreement. While the parole evidence rule generally excludes extrinsic evidence, there are exceptions such as proving fraud, mistake, ambiguity in the contract, or to establish the existence of a separate oral agreement that is not contradictory to the written contract. If a buyer and seller sign a contract for a house with a stated price, the buyer cannot later claim that the seller orally agreed to include the refrigerator in the sale price if this was not explicitly stated in the written contract. 1999. a call to awakening and action. The legacy of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's Express Trust lay dormant for decades, a seed of empowerment waiting to sprout. In 1999, a call to action ignited a renewed awareness within the Native American Moors community. Frank Lewis L. Bay, a Native American Moors leader, stepped forward as trustee, assuming the responsibility of carrying out the Prophet's vision. Through public notices and legal filings, El Bay sought to educate the community about the Express Trust and its potential benefits, navigating the legal labyrinth, the battle for recognition. El Bay's efforts to activate the Express Trust were met with both enthusiasm and resistance. Legal challenges arose, testing the boundaries of the Trust's validity and the community's resolve. El Bay navigated the legal labyrinth, seeking to prove the Trust's legitimacy and secure its recognition in court. A pivotal case in 1998 highlighted the complexities of the Native American Moors' struggle for recognition. A legal labyrinth refers to a complex and confusing legal system, where navigating through laws, regulations, and procedures is intricate and can feel like trying to find your way through a maze, with many twists, turns, and potential dead ends, making it difficult to achieve a desired outcome without expert guidance. Key points about legal labyrinth. The legal system often involves numerous overlapping laws, interpretations, and precedents, creating a tangled web that can be hard to understand. Sometimes laws are written vaguely, leading to different interpretations depending on the situation and legal professional involved. Legal issues might involve various levels of government, different jurisdictions, and specialized legal areas, adding another layer of complexity. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the case of Moorish Science Temple of America Inca v. Frank Lewis L. Bay commenced. At the heart of the battle lay a fundamental question. Did El Bay have the legal standing to activate the Express Trust established by Prophet Noble Drew Ali in 1928? The plaintiff argued that El Bay lacked standing as he was not born when the trust was created. They also questioned the authenticity of the trust documents and the validity of the trust under Illinois law. The outcome would determine the fate of the Moorish American claim to their inheritance. The plaintiff's legal team focused on several key points to dismantle the foundation of the Express Trust. They argued that the trust lacked a clearly defined beneficiary and purpose, rendering it unenforceable. They also challenged the validity of the Moorish Holy Quran as a legal document, emphasizing the separation of church and state. The plaintiff asserted that religious texts could not serve as the basis for a legally binding trust agreement. A trust document is a legal document that establishes a trust, outlining the terms and conditions for how assets will be managed and distributed by a trustee to designated beneficiaries, essentially detailing the grantor's wishes regarding their property after their death or during their lifetime, depending on the trust type. It specifies who the trustee is, identifies the beneficiaries, and lists the assets included in the trust. Key points about trust documents. They act as a blueprint for how a trust will operate, dictating how assets are to be distributed and managed by the trustee. Typically include details like the grantor, person creating the trust, trustee, person managing the assets, beneficiaries, people receiving the assets, and the specific assets being placed in the trust. Trusts can be revocable, changeable by the grantor during their lifetime, or irrevocable, cannot be changed once established. Frank Lewis L. Bay countered the plaintiff's challenges with a compelling argument rooted in legal principles and historical context. He argued that the plaintiff's interpretation of trust law was overly narrow and failed to account for the unique circumstances of the trust's creation. El Bay emphasized that Drew Ali used broad language to safeguard the trust against potential challenges in a hostile legal environment. He argued that the Moorish Holy Quran, while a religious text, also held legal weight within the context of the Express Trust, the court's decision navigating uncharted waters. The judge faced a complex case that tested the boundaries of established legal precedent and historical interpretation. After careful consideration, the court issued its ruling. The judge ruled that while the Express Trust presented unique challenges, it did not violate fundamental principles of trust law. The court recognized the historical context and systemic discrimination faced by the Native American Moors, who were reclassified as black Negroes and colored people during the Trust's creation. The legacy of the case, fueling the fire for justice. The court's decision represented a significant milestone in the Native American Moors community's struggle for recognition and justice. The case, though unresolved in a definitive legal sense, served as a catalyst for further exploration and debate. It highlighted the complexities of historical inheritance and the ongoing struggle to rectify past injustices. The legacy of the case continues to inspire efforts to address systemic inequities and ensure the legal system serves as a tool for liberation. Economic empowerment, a foundation for liberation. The potential impact of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's Express Trust extended far beyond legal battles. The trust represented a radical vision of economic empowerment for the Moorish American community. Drew Ali saw the Express Trust as a means of breaking free from the cycle of poverty and dependence. The vast estate, if successfully claimed, would have provided unprecedented economic power to the Native American Moors community. Social transformation, reclaiming dignity and identity. The economic empowerment envisioned by the Express Trust was about reclaiming dignity and fostering self-reliance. Drew Ali believed that economic empowerment was key to achieving social transformation and dismantling systems of oppression. With economic independence, Moorish Americans could control their own narratives and build institutions reflecting their values. Political awakening, a seat at the table of power. The Express Trust held the potential to spark a political awakening within the Moorish American community. By securing economic independence, Moorish Americans could demand a seat at the table of power and advocate for policies reflecting their interests. Drew Ali envisioned a future where the Moorish American community would actively participate in shaping the laws and policies governing their lives. Economic empowerment is the process of giving people the ability to make decisions and control their financial resources and to gain independence and stability. It can also refer to the process of helping people challenge and change power relationships. Economic empowerment can help people gain access to credit and savings, own property, investments and finances, make decisions about their time, income, resources and leadership, manage and distribute monetary resources. Economic empowerment can lead to financial stability, which can open up more opportunities in life. It can also improve reproductive health behaviors, such as the use of modern contraception. Some strategies for economic empowerment include skill building, providing education on financial literacy, critical thinking and soft skills, experience building, offering paid opportunities to gain work experience through apprenticeships, coaching and work sites, employment programming, providing supported employment, wage subsidies and entrepreneurship opportunities. The call to unity, building a legacy for future generations. Prophet Noble Drew Ali's vision of empowerment was linked to his call for unity. He emphasized the importance of community and collective action to overcome systems of oppression. The Express Trust served as a powerful symbol of this call to unity and a reminder of their shared destiny. As we conclude our journey into the Native American Moors' legacy, we stand at a crossroads where the echoes of the past meet the possibilities of the future. The story of the Express Trust continues to unfold, its ultimate resolution yet to be determined. Regardless of the legal outcome, the Trust's impact on the Native American Moors community remains undeniable. Prophet Noble Drew Ali's vision continues to resonate with a profound sense of urgency. The Express Trust has ignited a spark within the Moorish American community, a spark with the potential to ignite a fire of change. The legacy of the Express Trust is a call to action, an invitation to reclaim the inheritance envisioned by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It is a call to embrace self-reliance, economic empowerment and collective action. This call extends to all who believe in a more just and equitable society. The first step in reclaiming this inheritance is education and understanding the history and potential impact of the Express Trust. The journey towards realizing the full potential of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's vision will undoubtedly be met with challenges. There will be those who doubt, those who resist, those who cling to the status quo. Yet the power of belief, the unwavering conviction that a different future is possible, has the ability to overcome even the most formidable obstacles. The Native American Moors community, throughout its history, has demonstrated remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. They have endured centuries of oppression, from the transatlantic slave trade to the Jim Crow era, emerging from each challenge with their spirits unbroken, their determination strengthened. This resilience, this unwavering belief in their own potential, is the foundation upon which a brighter future can be built. It is the driving force that will propel them forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or the obstacles appear insurmountable. It is the power of belief that will manifest their shared destiny. The legacy of the Express Trust is ultimately a story about shaping the future. It is about creating a world where the Moorish American community and all marginalized communities have the opportunity to thrive, to reach their full potential, and to contribute to society on their own terms. It is a legacy that will be written not in courtrooms or legal documents, but in the hearts and minds of those who believe in a more just and equitable world. It will be written in the businesses they build, the communities they strengthen, the voices they raise in the halls of power. The journey towards realizing this vision may be long and arduous, but the destination is well worth the effort. For in the pursuit of justice, equality and empowerment, we not only honor the legacy of those who came before us, but also pave the way for a brighter future for generations to come. The echoes of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's vision continue to reverberate, urging us to embrace the power of unity, to claim our rightful inheritance, and to shape a future worthy of our highest aspirations.